Hello, welcome back everybody to 2KCW. We're gonna be kicking off with we're just coming off the presses of Adrenaline. We're gonna get an Adrenaline rematch of sorts between Cindy Danger and Charlie Evans. Of course, the Suicide Blondes picked up the win over Charlie in a handicap match last week at Adrenaline. As you can tell, we're still here in Hershey, Pennsylvania for this week's show. And what a big announcement from the network executive, Craig Spencer, in regards to a first ever women's championship here in 2KCW world, in the history of 2CW as well. It's going to be an exciting time for our women's division, that is for sure. And possibly either one of these two women could be the first ever women's champion. Charlie Evans put on a hell of an effort last week at Adrenaline against the Suicide Blondes, but was unsuccessful. It's not the size of the dog in the fight as much as there is the fight in the dog. That's what it's all about for Charlie Evans. And so she can get an ounce of redemption here against Cindy Danger in a rematch from Adrenaline. And here we go, matchup underway. Charlie out of the gate with a Hurricane Rana, taking down Cindy. And of course, the announcement of the Women's Championship comes as came as the formal announcement for the Girls Grand Prix. Hip toss there from Cindy Danger. Traditionally, the winner receives a trophy and the accolade of being the winner of the Girls Grand Prix, but this time it is for the Women's Championship, the first ever women's title. Neck breaker there by Charlie. And the winner would be facing Dizzy Jet in the finals for that vacant title. So already there's going to be a huge amount of prestige going into that championship just by facing off. The winner has to face Dizzy Jet. Off the ropes goes Charlie. Cindy Danger with a flying clothesline off the rebounded ropes. Cover here by Danger, not even a 1 count. And now Danger rolling up. Charlie here to try and sneak a victory here. 2 count from Charlie Evans. Cindy just teeing off on Charlie. And another pop-up Hurricane Rana from Charlie as Cindy was just taunting Charlie and probably even poking fun of the referee. Drop kick, beautifully done by Charlie. Now Cindy going into the corner. Charlie with a flying forearm connects. And of course, also at Adrenaline, Eric Anderson retains his 2KCW heavyweight title. Cover here by Charlie, 1 count. Eric Anderson retains his heavyweight title without a interference from Devin Andrews, who we'll see later on tonight. Or light suplex by Charlie Evans. We'll see Devin Andrews in action in our main event, taking on former 2KCW heavyweight champion. That's a mouthful. Spinebuster by Charlie. Leroy Punch Beef in our main event. Cover here by Charlie off the Spinebuster. 1 count, and Cindy is able to get the shoulder up. And Charlie looking to put this match away, possibly. Maybe looking for the super duper kick, but Cindy able to just grab her by the head and throw her across the ring. And a huge elevated drop kick there by Cindy, and another. Gonna make it for 3. Cross body countered beautifully into the backbreaker from Charlie. Oh, here we go. Now Charlie Setting up, looking for the super duper kick. And she is able to connect. I was going to say, with that amount of distance to cover, it's hit or miss for Charlie, but she's able to connect. Will this be enough to put away Cindy? No! Cindy gets the kick out of the super duper kick. Charlie keeping control of Cindy by the back of the neck. Dumped up and over the top rope. As this match spills outside here. Working Rana, taking down Cindy yet again. And Charlie brings his match back inside the ring. Into the cover, trying to pick up the victory. No. Also at Adrenaline, we saw the Sea Batteries in their first defeat as a tag team against the tag team champions, The Awakening. Back elbow by Danger. So Charlie for the elevated Famouser. This has become a popular move in her arsenal. As now Cindy is perched up on the top rope, looking for, possibly looking to put the match away here. Looking for the Danger close. To Charlie Evans. Cindy dragging Charlie away from the ropes. Cover here off the Danger close to put away Charlie. Charlie gets the kick out. Charlie is one serious competitor, and you're seeing it here again. I mean, just finally took the Blonde to handicap match to defeat her. But Charlie does not give up lightly. And going for the cradle driver there. Into the backflip just for a little enthusiasm. Cover here by Charlie. No. Cindy gets the kick out. These two women been going at it for several weeks now. Well, I mean, Charlie against the Blondes, but more of the focus has been between Charlie and Cindy. These two have been going at it for several weeks. Spinebuster by Charlie yet again. And now into the scarf hold position here. Gonna wear down Danger. And now Charlie with a Spanish fly. Taking down Cindy. And Charlie looking to connect again with the super duper kick. Will she be able to connect it this time? Yes. But is it going to guarantee the result that she's looking for? She's hit it before already and wasn't enough to put away Cindy. Danger. Cover two. And Cindy gets the kick out yet again. Out of the super duper kick. Charlie's got to be wondering what she's going to do to put away Cindy Danger in this match. Charlie splash off the top turnbuckle. And Charlie's not done yet. She's going for it a second time. This time she wants Cindy to get to her feet. Charlie! Hurricane run off the top rope. Cover here by Charlie. And no, Cindy still staying alive in this matchup. Quick kick to the back. Cindy able to shake the leg off of, cut the leg off underneath Charlie. And Cindy again with the Famouser. To Charlie Evans, cover here by Danger. Referee right on top of the action, 2 count. Charlie kicks out. Cindy with a underhook face buster, looks like. And now Cindy may be looking for the danger close yet again. These two women hitting each other with everything they've got. Cindy again going for the danger close. This time into the cover. This will be enough to extra leverage. No, Charlie kicks out. The extra leverage on that pin attempt was not enough to put away Charlie Evans. From Cindy Danger, and of course Cindy is in here alone. She doesn't have Paige Storm, her tag team partner, by her side, so Cindy's in it alone. This goes to show that there is strength in numbers, but obviously that point is proven here. If Cindy can barely hang in here with Charlie Evans. Another clothesline taking down Charlie. A step up into Gary from Charlie to Cindy. And Charlie wants to bring this match back inside the ring. Referee at a count of 6. And here we go, back inside Charlie. With another spine buster. Maybe third time's the charm off the spine buster. 2 and no. Cindy just getting the shoulder up yet again. Off the spine buster for a third time. Charlie was looking to hit the kick, looking to hit the super duper kick, but Cindy was able to be aware of what was happening. And she was able to get on, stir to her feet. Not sure what Charlie may be looking for a count out victory here. Not yet, anyway. If that's possibly what she's going for. Chop by Charlie with a spinning elbow. Another Hurricane Rana takedown from Charlie Evans. These two ladies just battling it out on the floor there. Drop kick sending Charlie right into the ring apron. And a slap right across the face into another drop kick. Referee now at a count of 7. This match is getting close to being a double count out here. This match luckily brought back inside the ring. Cindy just stalking Charlie. Not sure what to go for. Snapmare takedown. Into the rear chin lock by Danger. Cindy maybe just looking to exasperate the last breath out of Charlie Evans. Cindy again going for that famous serve. This is going to be enough to put away Charlie in this matchup. Hell of a match between these two women. And 3, yes, Cindy Danger gets the victory over a very game Charlie Evans. An absolute tear of a match that this was between Cindy and Charlie. And somehow I think that these two are not quite done with each other yet. We saw the greatest hits from both women with the Danger close, as you saw there, and the super duper kick from Charlie. And maybe it was just the rear chin lock applied by Cindy to squeeze out any ounce of life that was left in Charlie Evans. So maybe Charlie was put to sleep rather than anything else. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is men's singles action between John Marty and Jensen. Coming out first, as mentioned before, John Marty, UK wrestling veteran. John Marty from Manchester. As mentioned before, he's a former Progress World Champion, but not only that, he's a former Progress Unified World Champion, former British Heavyweight Champion, and an SCU World Champion. A lot of potential from the man across the pond, John Marty. He's got a tough task at hand with another countryman of sorts from Copenhagen, being Jensen. The almost eerie arrival, well, not almost, it is the eerie arrival of Jensen. A former mixed martial artist, and even though he insists on still wearing UFC brand gear, Jensen was kicked out of the UFC essentially for being too rough and harsh on his opponents, even almost to the point of being disrespectful to his opponents, and traded in the octagon for the squared circle. Jensen, I would argue, is probably one of the purest strikers here in not GAW Wrestling, 2KCW. I don't know why I brought up RCW, but as long as I am, might as well plug that GAW Wrestling goes live every week, with, of course, the tape delays airing on YouTube at youtube.com/Tubasplat, just like you're watching right here with 2KCW. Military press by Jensen, slamming Marty to the canvas. Collar and elbow tie-up, and Marty getting the advantage here of this tie-up. See if we get a clean break here. Jensen not one to hesitate to pull a sucker punch. No collar and elbow tie-up this time. Grappling position belongs to Jensen, keeping control of the wrist lock into the elbow. Marty brought down to one knee into the Fujiwara armbar by Marty. And John with a belly-to-belly suplex. Just knocking Jensen to the floor. Marty perched up on the top turnbuckle. Not sure what Marty may be looking for here. Looking for a splash, but no water in the pool, as they say. As Jensen takes full advantage of the situation, ramming John's head first into the apron. Oh my God, and again. Marty being sent head first into the ring apron. Jensen just wants to fight. Doesn't matter where it takes place. Marty wants to bring it back inside the ring. Marty goes for a kick, but Jensen able to counter, catch it into the Dragon Screw takedown. And a flying crossbody from Marty into the cover. Jensen in trouble. Jensen is obviously also one of the most intimidating men on this roster. Just by aesthetic alone, and then by his in-ring ability. And again, that short temperament, as I mentioned earlier. Double underhook suplex from Jensen. Series of rights. And Marty with a maneuver there. Not sure what. I thought he was setting up for a swinging neck breaker out there on the floor, but I think it turned into an inverted DDT. Referee count of 6. Marty brings the match back inside. And again, Jensen just teeing off here on Marty. I think Jensen's wanting to make an example of John Marty here. Into the corner, running shoulder tackle, coming up empty for Jensen. Into the corner goes Jensen from Marty. Into what looked like a Spanish fly there from, I'm not sure from who, to be perfectly honest with you. Jensen again using his MMA background, isolating the right arm of Marty, but keeping the legs wrapped around the torso. Almost like a seated abdominal stretch here. Jensen now into the cover. Barely a 1 count from Marty. Now Jensen with an Olympic slam to John Marty. Again into the cover. 2 and kick out from Marty. Now Jensen maybe looking to put this match away. Maybe looking for the down to earth. And there it is. Marty just John Marty's neck just barely catching the bottom rope there. On the far side of the ring, rolling into the cover goes Jensen. And a kick out from John Marty. Still alive in this matchup. Marty into the jawbreaker. Now into the slam, the half Nelson slam there by Marty. Cover. Kick out by Jensen. A very different clash of styles we got here, folks, between these two men. And there's the King's Landing from John Marty. No! Kick out from Jensen off the King's Landing. Wrist lock into the shoulder tackle by Jensen. Into the corner, Marty. Springboard into the crossbody. Body by Marty. Sounds more like a name for a cologne product, if I'll be perfectly honest with you. But if it rhymes, it works for me. Marty again sending Jensen into the corner, running uppercut there by Marty. And Marty looking for here an innovative facebuster into the lackadaisical cover by Marty. Never seen him pull that out before. Interesting pinning attempt there by Marty. As this time it's Jensen who's slingshotted back toward the middle of the ring. By way of the top rope. Now Marty going up to the top rope. We've seen him go for it before. That time it didn't work so much with the cross body. And now Marty with a elbow drop to Jensen. Jensen's forced to roll outside the ring. Get a bit of a reprieve here from John. John teeing off with the leg kicks. The inside and outside roundhouse kicks into the knee. Jensen counters. Marty is no slouch when it comes to his striking game either. As evidence shown there. Jensen going for the splash on the apron. As it seems like the lifeless body of Marty just falls outside the ring. Jensen may have been looking to deliver that again, but Marty able to get out of it. And now Marty, series of elbow strikes. The side of the head into the cannonball. Beautiful combination there by Marty. Into the cover here. And 3, and that's going to do it for Marty off the cannonball. Now, I'm not going to be putting on my tinfoil hat here, but that's an interesting way that Marty was able to put the match away, similar to how Paige did it a number of weeks ago on Strike Zone against Paige, or Paige to Sasha Banks, the series of back elbows. But Paige went for a cloverleaf submission. But John went for a pinfall off the cannonball. And there was the half Nelson slam there by Marty. And here was the King's Landing that I thought was going to be the end right here. Jensen still able to fight out of it. And we saw the interesting cover there by Marty, but nonetheless, Marty gets the victory. Here on Strike Zone after Adrenaline. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is going to be Lucas versus Keith Mayfield of the Red River Connection. The big man, Lucas. We saw him appear twice now in singles action. Lost his first match against Ethan Palmer. But this time he's taking on Keith Mayfield of the Red River Connection. And of course, if you remember from Adrenaline, Keith Mayfield picked up a victory over Devin Andrews. So I would almost think that Keith is riding a little high on momentum after defeating the Devin Andrews at Adrenaline. So Luke is one of the big men here in 2KCW. He is a hell of a specimen. I guess it's a nicer way to say the freak that appears before us. They did some fine-tuning in the academy, or the training school, which is why it took him so long to have a singles debut here in 2KCW. Again, here is the aforementioned Red River Connection. Have not been doing so hot in tag team action, but Keith able to find some kind of success in singles matches, but better be safe than sorry than to have your tag team partner out here to accompany you for matches. That's what Buck McCoy is doing here. I mean, hell, why not? If Keith can pick up another victory here, why not have him try and challenge for the 2KCW title? Why not? And here we go, Lucas going for Keith Mayfield out of the gate, spinning back elbow by Mayfield. And now Lucas is shoving off Mayfield, the big man. Lucas just teeing off here on Keith Mayfield. Into the jackknife cover. But well within the ropes. To force a break. Off the ropes and our back elbow this time. It looks like Lucas was going for it. But into the slam there by Jensen. See the height that Keith was able to achieve. Well, not that it was his intention either way. Double leg takedown from Jensen. Lucas. Been so focused on Jensen in that last match. Lucas now isolating the left leg of Keith Mayfield. And again, there's the numbers move here. Oh, man. Buck McCoy tried to distract Lucas, but Keith still able to tee off against Lucas, but the numbers advantage still firmly with the Red River connection, again, as evident from Keith's last couple of matches in singles action. Keith now able to roll into a position to bring down right hands on Lucas. Clothesline into the corner, cover here onto Lucas. 1 count for Mayfield. The elevated knee drop from Keith Mayfield. Fireman's carry, counter by Lucas. And now up and over into the tombstone pile driver from Lucas, and now just grabbing Keith by the back of his head. Into the reverse choke slam there by Lucas. Again, Buck trying to distract. Not sure if he's going for Lucas or the referee. But folks, this is just our co-main event. The main event still coming up between Devin Andrews and Leroy Punchbeef. The feat of strength on display from Keith Mayfield to take down Lucas just by the leg. Now the wrist lock control into the right hand from Lucas. There's nothing that Buck can do other than just to play as a human shield for Keith Mayfield. Honestly, Buck cannot get involved, otherwise it'll be a disqualification in favor of Lucas. And Lucas is teeing off here on Mayfield. Into the corner goes Mayfield from Lucas. And now the May Money, I believe that's what he calls it. The May Money submission by Keith Mayfield. We've seen him use that submission several times, but unable to score a victory with it. And now into the running power slam from Mayfield. Cover. And Lucas gets a kick out of the power slam. Clothesline in the corner, taking down Lucas. And Buck still not getting too involved in this matchup, surprisingly. And now Lucas into the power bomb. Put away the match. No, rolls over into a Boston Crab. And especially for a big man of his size, that's going to hurt like hell in the morning. To have that huge mass on your lower back. Now Buck removing the turnbuckle pad, or at least trying to, with the referee able to catch him in time. Lucas rolls over Keith, and now Buck again getting involved in this matchup, and it's a wonder that Lucas hasn't punched Buck's lights out yet. Series of clotheslines by Lucas. Whoa, possum pin here by Mayfield, rolling him up. No. Immediate stop to that momentum trying to be put on by Lucas here. Cover. And a high angle drop kick there. Not sure what Lucas is going for here. Out of the corner. Going for lights out. Lights out to Keith Mayfield. I'm sure that's what's going to guarantee. Yes, Lucas picks up the victory over Keith Mayfield of the Red River Connection. We take a look at the replay. There's the tombstone pile driver for the May money. It was a hard-hitting affair, that's for damn sure in this matchup. Power bomb here by Lucas as he transitioned it into a Boston Crab. As Lucas picks up a victory here over Keith Mayfield. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, our main event, Devin Andrews takes on former champion Leroy Punch Beef. And our main event, don't go anywhere. And here we are, folks, in our main event. Devin Andrews going one-on-one with the former champion Leroy Punch Beef. And now, wait a minute, out of the shadows is Eric Andrews. Eric Andrews, the current champion, just attacking Andrews here. Anderson obviously taking to little exception of what happened at the close of Adrenaline, where Andrews attacked him and the challenger for the night, Reed Carter. Anderson having absolutely none of it right now as he's just teeing off against, I suppose, is his next #1 contender. German suplex by Anderson. Anderson knows that Andrews is a threat to him and his title reign, but my God, Anderson just getting the jump on the #1 contender. So Anderson's heading towards the ring to go Andrews here. Just taunting him right now. There's now Andrews trying to get an ounce of offense here against Anderson. Now the referee trying to call for security to get these two separated. Now Andrews showing no remorse here against the champion. But what more can you expect? That Anderson's the one that ran in here to ambush Andrews. And our clothesline from the champion.